What's up, everybody? Welcome into the Fantasy Football Game Show brought to you by Front Yard Fantasy here on Better Sports Network. I'm your host, Simon, joined by my extra creamy co-hosts, Joey Wright and Johnny Garofalo. And joining us today, we have our great friend, excited about the creamy seas on screen, Dave Kluge here with us. What's up, Dave?
Not too much. Thanks for having me, guys. I usually we get to like the 20-minute mark before you say something to make me uncomfortable, but just right out the back, creamy Joey. Let's do it.
Creamy Joey.
It's that 20-second mark today. We're feeling feisty on
20 minutes. 20 minutes would be very impressive for us, to be honest.
Yeah. I think most of the chat gets uncomfortable within 4 seconds of the show. The second my face pops up on the screen, like, oh shit, this guy again. As if you don't already know our friend Dave, you should fix that right now. He's a great guy to know, not just as a person, but also to help you win your fantasy leagues. He is the football guy over at Footballguys, covering fantasy football analysis over there. And you can find him on Twitter at Dave Kluge. Just remove the space from below his handsome face right there on the screen. It's so easy. We got some people in the chat ready for today's show. Craig stopping by saying Dave is making his 12th FYF appearance and playing in his 9th game. He's a member of the Front Yard Fantasy double-digit appearance club, the FYF DDAC, and is 3-5 in games right now, but is 1-0 in Jeopardy. So going to defend that undefeated Jeopardy title so far today. Dave, how you feeling about your chances?
I'm a big Jeopardy fan. You know, I grew up watching it with my great-grandmother. I have memories as a child eating ice cream out of a bowl on the floor watching Jeopardy. So I feel like I've been waiting my entire life for this moment.
I feel like there's like a group of people that have the collective memory of watching Jeopardy as a child with their parents almost every day. And it brings you closer together. I knew there was something in common between us, Dave, and I just sniffed it out right there. We got Herm stopping by in the chat with the what up, though? FYF and Kluge, balling straight, balling, some of the best dudes all in one place on a beautiful Wednesday. Herms, I couldn't have said it better myself.
It's the ballin', straight ballin' that gets me.
Sorry, I forgot the punctuation there. Balling.
Straight balling.
Straight balling. We got Toronto Dave stopping by with the bada bing, bada boom, baby.
Bada bing, right back at you.
Jay with the happy hump day FYFers. Man, when I worked at summer camp and I had a class of 4-year-olds, it was when that hump day commercial was on. And every Wednesday, there would just be an army of 4-year-olds screaming hump day all day running around.
The camel commercial?
Yeah. Albert in here with hello, everyone. What's up, Albert? And Tim said, holy cow, it's Mr. Cream.
Is that what we call Joey now?
Mr. Cream and the Creamy Crew.
Can you guys have all had your experiences with Tim being of like the supernatural. I had one last night. He messaged me, Joey, have you seen Malignant yet? As I was adding Malignant to my watch list. It was the strangest thing. I'm like, Tim, how did you know? Tim is not of this world.
He's on mission.
Tim is in your TV is what's going on.
Yeah.
Tim is stealing your Netflix is what's happening. And he just
that makes so much more sense.
Got your password.
Damon here with the yo FYF crew. What's up, Dane? Welcome. And
Hey.
Matt Deutsch stopping by with a creamy Wednesday.
Yeah,
I love that the
it's
chat is
Creamsicle Week.
latching
I'm so
onto
excited.
Word. Is Mike Evans going to be back on the field for Creamsicle Week, Joey?
I hope so. He was riding around in a golf cart this week, and that's how the Buccaneers promoted Creamsicle Week. So I don't know if that's a good sign.
We got Scampers in here with the hello FYF and Dave, and we've got all the hats and then some right there. Peace, love, and hats from Mr. Scampers on this Wednesday.
Good job searching that emoji board.
Dustin coming in with the hashtag Team Joey in here. And Dave's hyped about Hump Day as well. I see a bunch of questions popping up in the chat, guys. We're going to answer these throughout the show today. So keep them coming. We'll get to as many of them as we can in between rounds of our game. Before we get into our game, though, a couple reminders. First and foremost, if you're not already following our friend Dave, fix that right now. I said it once. I'm saying it again now, and I'll say it again before the end of the show. He's on Twitter at Dave Kluge, and you can find his work over at Footballguys. After you do that, head on back over here to our YouTube channel at Front Yard Fantasy and make sure you hit that subscribe button. It's the easiest way to show your support for what we're doing. And that little notification bell will make sure you never miss us live every day at 3 p.m. Eastern time. With that being said, I think we should answer a question and then get into our game. You guys ready?
Yep.
Let's do it.
Okay. T-Money in here had a question for us. Gives us his team in an 8-man PPR league, 2 flex. He's got Justin Fields, Bijan, Kyron, Kupp, Olave, Ridley, and Chase at wide receiver, Hawk at tight end, It's got Joe Burrow on the bench, Rashee Rice, Jalen Waddle, Joshua Palmer, Josh Downs, and D. Mercado. The question he had for us, though, is would y'all trade Kupp for Eckler given this team? Dave, in an 8-man league, his running backs right now are Bijan and Kyren. At wide receiver, he's got Kupp, Olave, Ridley, and Chase. Jalen Waddle on the bench. Are you making this move, trading away Kupp for Eckler?
I don't hate the move given the running back situation. I'm not a big fan of Kyren Williams. I've talked about it a lot on my show. I think that his production right now in fantasy is really being buoyed by some touchdowns and targets that aren't really sustainable. We've also seen Sean McVay willing to just completely take a running back's workload away from him. 3 of the last 4 weeks, Kyren Williams has been the least efficient runner in the NFL when it comes to rushing yards over expectation per attempt. If he's not scoring a touchdown, he is a liability in your fantasy lineup, as we saw in week 3 and in week 5. So in a vacuum, I'd prefer Cooper Kupp to Austin Eckler, but looking at that team, he's got a really strong roster. And if you can pair up Bijan and Eckler as your RB1 and RB2, I think it might be worth it in this situation. And then you're kind of looking at Kyren more of a bye-week plug-in and a flex, not somebody you have to rely in and week out.
Man, and I understand that it hurts to trade away Kupp, but you still have Jamar Chase, Jalen Waddle, Chris Olave, Calvin Ridley as your 4 starting wide receivers with a flex in there. Like, you're good, man. It's looking all right. John Luke, you like this trade?
Yeah, I agree with the points Dave brought up. I'm a little concerned with Eckler coming back. The news that we've gotten up to this point is that he is on track to play in week 6, maybe? Question mark. I think the latest we're going to get is a lot of people are looking at his status today. Where is he at today? I think this would be team dependent. I think it's a fair trade. Kupp came back, looked good, and Austin Eckler is Austin Eckler. So as long as that injury, you don't believe that injury is going to be long-term, I think it's a fine trade.
Yeah, do you have more faith in a 28-year-old running back's ankle or a 31-year-old wide receiver's hamstring? I think they both kind of have inherent injury risk right now.
Age-adjusted risk.
Yeah, age-adjusted, position-adjusted. There's a lot of risk with both of these guys, which makes them both kind of a scary trade because it could blow up in either manager's face.
I believe Eckler was on with Matt Harmon earlier yesterday and said he would be back this week. I think that's where he might have made the announcement. I'm not sure.
Well, he also told me to start Josh Kelly, so I'm not trusting.
He had such a good reputation with the fantasy community last year when he was like telling us when to start and when not. I'm not feeling well, and just to throw it all away in 1 week is a lot.
On Joshua Kelly,
he did it. Yeah.
Was it worth it? Was it worth it, Eckler? Was it? Huh? Before we answer our next question, Craig stopping by in here with a wedding day gift for Maria and John Luke. Thank you so much, Craig.
Get out of here.
I'm stealing every last bit of this out of the account before JL can get to it, but I really appreciate you thinking of JL on this day.
Very kind of you, Craig.
Let's hit one more question before we get into our game of Jeopardy here. George wanted to know, I'm 5-0. My team is Tua, CMC, K9, Kupp, Olave, Goddard, and James Cook. Someone just offered me Justin Jefferson for Kenneth Walker. Should I accept it? So Justin Jefferson going to be out a little bit, but he's Justin freaking Jefferson. Kenneth Walker's looked pretty good, but there is a promising rookie maybe sitting behind him. Maybe not. Maybe that's just my Zach Charbonnet love holding on a little too long. Joey, what are you doing here? Are you moving Kenneth Walker for Jefferson?
So a conversation I actually had with Dave earlier today, we're both a little concerned that Justin Jefferson might not come back this season, that if the Vikings trade away Kirk Cousins and things do go south to the Vikings, what's the point of bringing Jefferson back? I would rather have Kenneth Walker at this point. And I don't know. Yeah, I don't think I could do it.
I have said that if you're willing to trade for Justin Jefferson, the only teams that I'd think about acquiring Justin Jefferson on are teams where I am 5-0 or 4-1, and I've got a really strong roster, and I'm willing to kind of absorb that risk with the hopes that I just have an absolute juggernaut going into the playoffs. So in theory, I don't hate it, but yeah, that's the risk is that, the Vikings right now are 1-4. Jefferson's out for the next 4 games. All of a sudden they fall to, 2-7 or 1-8. And then all of a sudden, what's Jefferson's reason to come back? I mean, he's already basically secured the biggest wide receiver deal we're going to see in NFL history this year without ever taking another snap. He doesn't have anything to prove at this point. So there's a lot of concern here, and it's a lot of speculation. We always kind of assume the worst in these situations, and rarely do they play out as badly as we imagine. But there's a lot of risk in acquiring Justin Jefferson. But if you're giving up Kenneth Walker and you're 5-0, I think that's one of the situations where I might do it.
It is a tough pill to swallow, but if anybody can do it, a team that's 5-0 sitting there, like these guys have said, is definitely the team that can do it. George. Also, we got Scott Fish stopping by saying, Dave, care to have a friendly wager on the Viking Bears game this week? Winner gets to shower cry with a beer. Loser has to shower cry without one.
I shower cry with a beer every morning, Scott.
Every morning.
Not a chance.
I just wake up my day in the shower and drink beer. That's it's gonna be a tough one, man. I mean, I know right now Bears fans are like over their skis thinking that like because we beat the Washington Commanders, now we're suddenly the real deal. And I don't know. I mean, I've seen this before. Justin Fields is a really fun player, but I don't know if he's a long-term answer. And with the Bears holding on to Carolina's #1 overall pick, even if Justin Fields does like will this team to like 7 or 8 wins, they could still end up with the #1 overall pick next year, and he can get replaced by Caleb Williams. I don't know. I'm just enjoying the ride. So
you don't have to be
Fields fantasy points and trying not to invest too much of my heart into the Bears.
You don't have to be a bad quarterback to get replaced by Caleb Williams with the amount of hype that he's getting. You can you can have a good season and have the team still say, sorry, man, we're moving on. One more question here from Mateo before we get started. Mateo wanted to know, got offered Kyren Williams for Brian Robinson Jr. and Marquise Brown. Dave, given your pre-stated opinion on Kyren Williams so far, I'm assuming you're not shipping away Brian Robinson Jr. and Marquise Brown for Kyren.
No, I think I'd flip Kyren Williams for Marquise Brown straight up if I could. Marquise Brown is quietly a wide receiver 1 in the year right now. He's been a target hog. When Kyler Murray comes back, he's only going to get better. I see a lot of people thinking that like they should try to sell high on Marquise Brown, but we saw last year when DeAndre Hopkins wasn't in this offense, Marquise Brown was a top 5 wide receiver. He was pulling almost 11 targets per game. It's exactly what we're seeing now. Like I said, it's only going to get better when Kyler Murray returns. So I am not trying to sell high on Marquise Brown. If anything, I'm willing to buy high on him. And if I've got him on my team, I'm just holding.
Would you guys trade Kyren Williams for Brian Robinson straight up?
That's a little tougher. They're both volume dependent, kind of touchdown or bust RB2s. That's a situation where I might prefer Kyren Williams just because he's in a better ecosystem. He's getting more work on a better offense. We've seen in 2 of the 5 weeks now where Brian Robinson has been completely phased out of the game plan when they have to go into this hurry up offense and they're playing from behind, and it's the Washington Commanders. They're going to be playing from behind often. So they're going to have these handful of spike weeks from Brian Robinson where, the team's going to have the lead and they're going to lean on him and he's going to score a couple touchdowns. You're going to get those from Kyren Williams too. I just think Kyren Williams is going to see those outings more frequently.
Man, I am not doing that trade because I have both of these players as my starting running backs on a lot of teams, unfortunately. 0 RB is leading me to a Brian Robinson, Kyren Williams duo in a lot of leagues this year. Well, guys, we're going to get into our game of Fantasy Jeopardy here. I see more questions. We're going to get to these throughout the show today, so we'll answer them in between rounds of our game. The game today, though, is Fantasy Football Jeopardy. Joey's going to be running it. Me and myself, Dave, and John Luke are going to be going head to head in today's game. Hot, I know. If you've ever watched the popular TV show Jeopardy, this is going to look very familiar. We have 5 categories, each with 5 questions apiece, ranging from $100 to $500. Whenever it is your turn, you are going to get to pick which question on the board you would like to answer. So this isn't like normal Jeopardy where we're buzzing in. We are going in turn order. Get that question right, you're going to add that money to your score. Get it wrong, there is no negatives for most of these questions. Now, there is one other twist that we're making in this game. If you get your question right, you get to pick the category for the person that goes after you. So, John Luke, you're going to be going first in today's game. It looks like Dave second, myself last, Joey running it. So if you get your first question right, JL, you'll get to pick the category for Dave going after you, so on and so forth as it cascades throughout the game. We'll go like this till we run out of questions, run out of time, or run out of hair cream, at which point we will move into our final Jeopardy question. This is the only question in the game where you can lose money. You'll write down a wager based on the category Joey gives us. Get it right, you're going to add all that money to your score. Get it wrong, we are going to subtract it. Whoever has the most money at the end of this will be our Fantasy Jeopardy champion for today. We will have your Kohl's Cash faxed to you within 48 business weekends.
Perfect.
Wow. Never thought about that.
All right. Before we get to introduce the categories, I just want to highlight something Herms just said. Bring back the vague movie description category where we riot. Well, sounds like you guys will be rioting today because that's not on the board. But I'll bring it back.
This is a busy week of rioting.
We also got Tara stopping by in the chat saying, "Hey guys, can
Tara.
I finally win if I'm in the chat?"
Yes. Yeah.
Welcome, Tara.
What up, Tara?
And Herm's with the truth right here. Hashtag the chat is undefeated. Absolutely.
All right, categories today. NFL mascots. I'll give you the name of an NFL mascot, and you tell me what team they mascot for. Pretty simple. I will give. Oh my God, JL, I will fly through the screen today.
Charger.
Do it, Green Boy.
No, I will. The name of the mascot, the actual mascot that's there. You give you that name. You give me the name of the team. Who drafted me? I will give you an NFL player's name, and you tell me the NFL franchise that drafted them. Grab bag, and it's deranged today. That's the grab bag. Could be anything at all. Week 5 leaders. These are questions about the week 5 leaders in statistical categories. I'll give you a statistical category. You tell me the leader is. And then real-time lines. These are lines from real-time sports. Pick'em contest for tomorrow night's Chiefs versus who are the Chiefs playing tomorrow? Broncos.
That's why
it's
you're
Broncos game. Yeah, that's probably why. So JL, you drew the short straw, so you get to go first today. What category would you like in value?
JL's used to having the short straw.
I am. Let's go with NFL mascots for 300.
I knew it. That's a good category.
Sir Per.
And I have to tell you the franchise, correct?
Yes.
That is the Carolina Panthers.
Shout out Chosen Anderson.
That was one of the funniest clips. Was that 2 years ago? It still kills me.
There.
Every time it comes up, I giggle. I just watched that and I'm like, what a playful conversation for these dudes to be having on the side.
When I saw NFL mascots, Sir Per was the first one that popped into my mind.
Me too.
My thought of Sir Per is always the other NFL commercial where there's the elderly man with the Sir Per jersey, and it's always made me uncomfortable, but yet very comfortable. So, well, good job, JL. You got that correct. So you get to send Dave to his first category today.
All right, send Dave to grab bag. Let's see how deranged this really is.
And I get to pick the number.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Let's go with 500. Let's get weird.
Which one of these is not the name of a Friday the 13th motion picture? So the surname of it, because they're all called Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th, The Final Kill, Jason Goes to Hell, Jason Lives, Jason Takes Manhattan, or The New Beginning.
I'm totally guessing here. I know a few of these, but process of elimination is Jason Takes Manhattan. I don't think that's a real
movie. I swear to God.
Jason Takes Manhattan is a real movie. And it might
no way.
Where does he go?
He goes to Manhattan and he takes it.
Where else would he go, JL?
But where in Manhattan? What does he do?
Where's he putting it?
In the sewers.
It's this movie where Jason goes to Orlando, Florida, and goes on a killing spree.
It's part 8. It's the 8th one in the franchise.
Oh my goodness!
Dear God.
The final.
I remember Jason Goes to Hell. That was one of the worst movies I've probably ever seen in my life.
Lost in New York.
Oh my God. That's so
I felt like Jason Takes Manhattan. That was going to get guessed, but it's 100% a real movie.
Jason Takes Manhattan. It's just Jason riding the subway.
I don't know which came first, Muppets Take Manhattan or Jason Takes Manhattan, but somebody took it. And I want to lose the possession of it. So
Craig got this one. He knew it.
Nice job.
Final Kill. It sounds like a real Jason movie, though, right? The Final Kill.
It does.
It did. Thought it was.
That one. Yeah. Okay. All right. So Dave whiffed on that one. Simon, you get to go. Pick your category and your value.
NFL mascots 500.
Gumbo.
Ah, damn it. I don't know who Gumbo is. Let's just try to play this out a little bit. Gumbo. Seafood. New Orleans. This is the name of the Saints mascot.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Simon. Well done, my friend.
Deduction.
Yeah, that's
just call me Detective Simon.
All right, Detective Simon.
Simon, I would ask you, how do you feel like Gumbo's mascot work has been this season? Think it's been up to par?
Honestly, I need to go back and watch some tape. I often let the mascots from that conference kind of slip under the radar. It's just not as much fun to watch them whenever there's the high flying mascots out in like the AFC West, right? Those guys know what they're doing. They're pros. This feels like watching semi-pro mascots here. So I think he's improved year over year, but you got some work to do, Gumbo.
I mean, You can insult Gumbo all you want, but Captain Fear didn't need to catch any strays here today, so I don't know what's going on there.
He's no Captain Feathersword.
Yeah. All right, Simon, you got $500 for answering that correct, and you get to pick JL's next category. Where is JL going to head to?
JL is going to go to week 5 leaders because I already started thinking about week 6, and so I've really forgotten some of these.
Week 5 leaders. Before we do that, can we hit some of these questions?
Absolutely.
Sure.
I got one from Anfo in here. Said, need a flex, Ramondre Stevenson or Deonta Foreman in half PPR. What do you guys think about this one?
I think it's too early to answer. We're going to need to find out whether Roschon Johnson can clear concussion protocol or not. Didn't practice today, but he's still, all he needs to do is log a limited practice on Friday to be able to play over the weekend. So I'd go with Foreman if Roschon is out, but we're not going to know that for a couple more days.
Just keep an eye on that report there. We got Jack in here saying, should I trade Rachaad White and Thielen for Mostert and Sutton?
Man, that's pretty tough. That's pretty tough. I feel like it's there's so much uncertainty sitting in there at the running back situation for Mostert. We know Jeff Wilson's coming back. HN will be back at some point. And we haven't seen Mostert finish the season healthy consistently over the past couple of years. And he's old, right? We talked about it yesterday. He's in his 30s as a running back. So that makes me nervous to trade for him at this point in the season. But Rachaad White's upside is so limited at this point. I think I'm staying put over there and just eating that with Rachaad White. Thielen and Sutton are comparable to me. I trust Thielen a little bit more just based on what we've seen, even though that offense is terrible. I'll stay on that side, but I'm not excited about it. It's more like eating your broccoli, keeping Rachaad White and Thielen.
I talked about Raheem Mostert on today's show. If you look last year at the usage, Raheem Mostert was like very much so the workhorse to start the season. And then the games where Jeff Wilson Jr. was in the mix, he went from about 17 touches per game to 11 touches per game. I mean, it fell off dramatically when Jeff Wilson showed up there. Jeff Wilson and McDaniel, they've got something going back to the 49ers days. Obviously, Mostert has that connection as well. But, they wanted to give the load to Raheem Mostert last year. That's what it seemed like was going to happen. And then all of a sudden they made this midseason trade to Jeff Wilson Jr. and immediately plugged him in as the RB1. So talked about Mostert as a sell high on today's show. But funny enough, we also talked about Adam Thielen as a sell high. So I think I'm going to stick with the Mostert and Sutton side. But yeah, I'm not crazy about a lot of the players in that trade.
Mostert and Thielen are just like the Spider-Man gif, but in like in like an elderly home.
Two old guys that are just outperforming what they should be doing.
Hey, you're old too.
Yeah, they're so tired after these 5 weeks, man. Some of those players, as they get older, I said it a couple weeks ago. Jason Kelsey, whenever they cut to him, dude looks so tired. Just like in general, not in the games.
A long time.
He's like the game's dead, and he's just like, just get me home to my couch, man.
I watch games now and I see these players take hits, and like in my mind, like I used to watch it and be like, oh, what a good hit. Now I watch it and I'm like, every bone and tendon and muscle in my body would explode if that happened to me at 33 years old. Yep. It's crazy to me. The guys are still out here doing it in their 30s.
Yeah. Guys, I got another question. Should I pick up Sam Howell or CJ Stroud? I had Anthony Richardson. Stroud's looked really good this season. And Howell, doesn't he lead the lead in passing yards right now? Or he was week 5's leader. Maybe I shouldn't have said that so quickly.
I'll take week 5 leaders for 400.
I honestly can't remember if Sam Howell's one of the options or not, but I think he might be.
Yeah, I think I'd stick with Stroud on this one over Howell. Howell has looked good in like certain plays, certain parts of games, but he doesn't strike me. He strikes me as the perfect backup.
And the matchups the next couple weeks for Sam Howell are pretty nice. He's got the Atlanta Falcons, which I know has a decent secondary, but they're really good on the outside, like we talked about on yesterday's show. Sam Howell's going to eat over the middle with Curtis Samuel and Logan Thomas in that game. And they got the New York Giants the week after that. Like, it's a nice little 2-game stretch for Sam Howell that I think you can plug him in. And if I'm not mistaken, they have the Eagles the week after that, which is they have the Eagles the next week, which is not the secondary we thought it was either. I think those are both good options, but I actually like Howell for this next couple week stretch.
And one last one before we get back into our game here. Cameron asks a 4-team best ball question with JJ and HN out. Which 2 should you scoop off waivers? Jordan Addison, DJ Moore, or David Montgomery?
What a waiver wire you got out there, my man.
4-team best
Montgomery's one of the slam dunks here. If you lost A-Chain, he just is going to get touch after touchdown this season.
We just did our rest of season running back rankings the other day, and Jagger May and I both had David Montgomery as our RB4 for the rest of the season.
Nice.
Great offense, great offensive line, huge workload. He looks good with the touches he's getting. He's getting passing down work. He's getting goal line work. He's got all of the makings to be, an elite fantasy running back. So him, and then DJ Moore is the other guy I'd take.
Yeah, those are the two.
I wish I could say Addison, but I feel like KJ Osborne might just benefit the most out of this whole situation when JJ gone. Mm-hmm. So yeah. All right, guys, let's get back to the game. All Simon, you answered that last one correctly. JL, pick JL's category.
And week 5 leaders.
I'll take 500.
Nerd.
Oh God, the most passing yards among.
Yes. Now, do you trust Joey?
No. Let's go with Sam Howell. Yeah.
Calling shenanigans.
As you should.
JL. Amazing.
Yes.
Well, let's give it up to JL. Like, he was listening during the show. So that's good. Right? Never check out
context
during the show. Oh, God. So Sam Howell, most passing yards. JL, do you see that sustaining? Could he finish even top 10 this season?
Probably not.
JL, who would you prefer for the rest of the season? Sam Howell or CJ Stroud?
God, that's fun though. That'll be a good clip. All right, JL, send Dave to his next category.
All right, let's send Dave to week 5 leaders.
I'll take it for 300.
All right. The most receptions in week 5, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, or Travis Kelce?
Jamar Chase feels like the obvious answer here. I know Kelce had 11 receptions, though. But if I recall, I think Jamar Chase had 14. I'm going to go with Jamar Chase.
Dave, you would be absolutely correct with Jamar Chase.
Nice job.
Were those numbers correct, Joey?
I did not put numbers down for this one. So, yeah, they were absolutely correct. Dave, you are the football guy. That's right.
Scott Fish in the chat saying 15.
I think he's just saying a number. But I'm not sure. He does come in here and just throw numbers out from time to time.
Sometimes words.
Everyone describes Scott Fish as charitable.
Receptions.
Yeah. Nice and cordial, but he's very mischievous.
Oh, yeah.
He's a sneaky little man.
Mm-hmm.
Except not little. He's very tall.
Dave, you got that correct. Send Simon to his next category.
I want to send Simon to real-time lines.
Okay, let's go 300 in real-time lines.
Okay, and once again, these will be the real-time line. You tell me over or under the number on the screen.
Okay.
Passing yards, Patrick Mahomes, 245.5.
Ooh. So I'm guessing what the actual pick'em line is on real-time sports.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot. Against the Denver Broncos. The only thing I can see holding this back is if they think they're going to get out by too much and then Pacheco gets it. But they like to play with those lines a little higher. I'm going to take the over on this, that the actual line is higher than 245.5.
Wow.
You are correct, Simon. Yeah, and I thought that was going to be the trick on this one is like, okay, if the Chiefs get out to 3 touchdown score in the first, 2 quarters, does it become an Isaiah Pacheco game? What is the reality of that, Simon? Do you think this is going to be even somewhat close of a matchup or because it's division or no?
I have a hard time creating a game script in my head besides the Chiefs just not looking like the Chiefs because they're looking ahead to next week for this remaining too close with the Broncos. It doesn't seem like they have it quite figured out yet, and the defense isn't there to hold them together. And unfortunately, Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce are sitting on the other side of this matchup. Pacheco's a close to must start this week for me.
Okay, OD in here with a question. Would y'all trade, and thank you for saying y'all representing the South, which I'm a member of. Would y'all trade Tyreek and Cook for Higgins, Kelce, and Ken Walker?
Ooh. Which Cook is that? I'm assuming James Cook.
Probably Dalvin Cook's on waiver wires by now.
Nah, I'm keeping Tyreek and James Cook in this situation, I believe.
Are you?
I think so.
I would take the other side.
I would take the other side too.
Yeah, I think I'm going Higgins, Kelce, and Walker. I don't think we've seen the best from Kelce yet, and I think some people are getting scared because of the injuries and the age, but I mean, last week he came back from a sprained ankle mid-game and still had like 11 catches and a touchdown. It's Travis Kelce. I think I prefer that side.
Oh, I've been outnumbered.
All right, so JL, you got the right last one.
Simon
No,
did.
Simon, you got the last one correct. Send JL to his next category.
Let's go to who drafted me.
All right, let's go 400.
All right, JL, I'm going to give you a player's name. You tell me who drafted him. Braxton Berrios.
The Jets.
Was the name of the
Oh,
He just screams Patriot. It's because he's a white wide receiver.
Wow. Okay, just make it worse. Just keep going.
Braxton Berrios. Great name for a cereal.
Yeah. That's the next FYF shirt, like a box of cereal. Braxton Berrios. Anyways, so Simon or JL, you missed.
I whiffed.
Yeah,
big
you missed
down.
that. Dave, you get to pick your own category and your own value.
let me go with real-time lines for 500.
Real-time lines 500. Total yards, that's receiving and rushing combined. Yeah. Isaiah Pacheco 90.5.
I'm going to say over.
At 91.5.
Nice.
Good job, Dave. Since it's 50-50, I have to make it like right on the line.
That was sneaky, Joey.
Well, it's a 500 question. It is
You're
50-50.
right.
I got it.
I didn't
I
say
saw it
that.
and I was like 90.5. I was like, that's a pretty good line. I don't know where that's going to go.
Yeah.
All
right, Luca's in here with a question. Luca, I just took you in my fantasy basketball draft, Luca. Who to trade? Stevenson and Cook for? Oh, who to trade Stevenson and Cook for? Need a wide receiver. As Jefferson is out, but have enough running backs to do without them. What are these? What's he even asking here?
So who
needs a wide receiver? So who should he trade? Yeah.
If packaging Stevenson and Cook, who is he looking for on the other side of that?
I don't know if those guys have like any value on a trade market right now.
That's tough.
Stevenson is just a falling knife.
Would you trade James Cook and buy low on Jahan Dotson, or are you out on Jahan Dotson, guys?
I'm holding on to James Cook.
Yeah. I would hold on to James Cook. I'm not fully out on Jahan Dotson, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is tough. It's going to be hard to find someone, maybe a player who's outperforming where their value is perceived. Like, I just feel like you're not going to be able to get value return on that. Like the names
you
that come to mind
low
are
on T. Higgins. T. Higgins is a guy some owners might be panicking on, but I don't know if you can get T. Higgins for James Cook.
Yeah, that's tricky.
If you can do it.
Dave, did I give you your money on that one?
You did.
Yes.
Okay. All right. You got that correct.
More, though.
So, I wish I could give you one, but they won't allow me to. Send Simon to his category.
Let's go with grab bag. Sorry, Simon.
400, please.
Yeah,
he loves it.
If you are afraid of the Pope, what is the name of your phobia? Crinophobia, papophobia, or pugophobia?
I hope it's papophobia.
Well, I'm pretty sure because the word for Pope is like papal or P-A-P-A-L is the adjective to describe something that is of related to the Pope. So I think it is in fact papophobia, baby.
It is papophobia. Look how scary that Pope is.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
The power of Christ compels you.
My Google search for scary Pope turned up some real fun stuff, but this was my favorite of them all. He's like the great Cornholio Pope. I love him so much. Oh, goodness gracious. All right. Simon, you got that right. I know, papophobia. Oh, God. Send JL to his next category.
Where are we going, Papa?
We're going to week 5 leaders.
400.
Damn it. All right. Who had the most passing yards again?
Sam Howell again.
Which one of these quarterbacks did not pass for 4 touchdowns in week 5? Jared Goff, Brock Purdy, or Justin Fields? So which one did not pass for 4 touchdowns?
I have so many of these 3 quarterbacks on my rosters. I have just so many, and it's baffling why I can't remember how much Brock Purdy scored. Let's go with Justin Fields. I'm pretty sure threw for 4 touchdowns. Jared Goff had like 33 points. I don't remember where they all went though. Let's go with Jared Goff.
Jared Goff did have 4. I think he ran one in, but he
Ran
did only
one,
throw
okay.
for 3. So you are correct, JL.
That was
Between
Right.
Purdy or Goff.
Yeah, you were right. Like you have so many of those guys. Goff and Fields were like 2 of FYF's quarterbacks this offseason. We were pushing both those guys pretty hard.
Boy, do I have a lot of Justin Fields. It was a sad first 3 weeks, but I've been having fun the past 2.
Chat was all over that one. Goff.
Jared
Goff from all good buddy Herms. All right, JL, congratulations on correctly answering that question with Jared Goff. You have earned the right to send Dave to his next category.
All right, let's send Dave to NFL mascots.
I'll go with 400 here.
Do it. Okay. Well, I guess you did.
Miles.
I gotta guess.
Miles.
I'm totally guessing here. Is it the New York Jets?
That's what I was thinking.
You're really gonna kick yourself.
Can I guess?
Oh, sorry.
You're good.
No.
Because of Mile High Stadium, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
And you're a guy.
It's like a fun little word association game. Yeah. If you can like pick the name and tie it to a city.
Why did my head immediately go to Airline Miles and think that the Jets would name their mascot?
The connection I was making. I was like, man, points, miles,
Delta's out of Atlanta. Yeah. This is a beautiful category, Joey. And that was a good
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Dave missed that one. So Simon, pick your category and value, please.
Oh, I want to do mascots, but there's no money there. Let's go with who drafted me for 500. I'm probably not going to get it, but this is defense.
Logan Thomas.
Trying to picture him.
Tom.
Logan Thomas. Trying to picture him in a different shirt.
Try picturing him shirtless.
Graphic tee.
Oh God, now he's shirtless. Stop, Logan. No, keep those on. I'm just gonna go with the Commanders and say this is a trick question.
I would never do that to you. It's the Arizona Cardinals.
Oh, that's why I couldn't picture a different shirt. It's a very similar shirt.
Bonus question: what position was he drafted as?
Quarterback. Right?
Yeah.
He's one of those converted QB tight end guys out there.
The Patriots
Tim Tebow? Could still be playing, but nope, you're just doing commercials.
You guys remember Terrell Pryor?
Yes. As a Browns fan, I thought he was going to be our savior for a minute there. I was all in.
Yeah, I got wrecked by him.
He had like a 3-week stretch where we thought he was going to be a fantasy wide receiver one. Like he just dominated for 3 weeks and then kind of fell off.
So good.
I think I traded for him and gave away Brandon Cooks. That was a bad decision.
Didn't work out.
That did not work out.
Craig got this one right. Herms was very close with Carindlas. The Carindlas is not correct, but pretty close.
So close, Herms.
If you have popophobia, are you also afraid of the Cardinals?
I think so.
Cardinals.
Yeah.
More word association. That's why people come to Front Yard Fantasy. Some people say we don't talk about fantasy enough, but here we are talking about fantasy. Who got that right? Or who got it wrong?
I got it wrong.
Simon.
Okay. Simon, you whiffed. JL, pick your category.
Yeah, all right. Let's go real-time lines 400.
Receptions, Jerry Jeudy 5.5.
Under.
Yeah.
You are correct, JL. JL, I think you haven't missed a question today. You're doing really good.
Ooh.
It helps when I'm not doing like my own little poems and little word associations.
It helps when you give me some of the answers too.
Oh, God. All right,
let's send Dave to week 5 leaders.
I'll take 200.
All right. The most fantasy points among running backs: Travis Etienne, Jonathan Taylor.
Etienne.
Shut your mouth, Joey.
Shut up, Joey.
Just
It's just nonsense. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Well done.
Good job, Dave.
So I played against him in my home league, and then I started him in like 8 other leagues, but the home league is like the one that matters. So it didn't even feel good like winning my other matchups because Austin just trounced me in the home league and can't sleep well after that.
I saw the big week he was having, so I went to go check which teams I had him on, and then realized I'm in a league with JL and Tim in like 10 out of 12 leagues. I have 0 Travis Etienne this season, and I love
so many Travis.
Like, it wasn't like I didn't like Travis Etienne this year. I was all in. Just these Clemson mofos in my league wouldn't let me draft him at all.
Home leagues are fun like that. Like, I rarely get any Godwin, or especially Mike Evans. No one will let me have Mike Evans just for out of spite.
Justin Tucker goes first overall in my home league.
DJ Moore went round 2 in my Chicago home league.
No.
And I mean, it doesn't even look like a bad pick.
Yeah.
Shout out to my cousins who stole all of my running back sleepers who turned out to suck. You guys.
It's all the long game.
Charbonnet, Rashad White, Samaje Perine. They got all those guys on their team.
Herms revoked Dave's Colorado citizenship over.
I'm a Chicagoan.
No. I know. Right?
It's like I never renounced my original citizenship.
All right. Dave, what happened?
Dave
this is the worst part of the show. Good job, Dave. Send Simon to his next category.
Week 5 leaders. Sorry, Simon. I got catching up to do.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. That's the right decision, Dave. You son of a gun.
The most receiving yards in week 5. DJ Moore, Sky Moore, Rondo Moore.
This would be DJ Moore. He had approximately 1 million, if I remember correctly.
Give or take.
Very close to it. Did any of you guys have DJ Moore on your fantasy teams and lose this week? Because I know a lot of us did. But did any of you guys lose with him in there?
I might have.
Win?
I think I did against the team that had Jamar Chase in their lineup. I think I was projected big win. I'll double check, but I had him in 7 leagues. I started DJ Moore, and I think I won 6 of them.
I had the Justin Fields DJ Moore stack in SFB, and with the bonuses and the first down, all that sort of stuff. I had 102 points coming out of Thursday Night Football with just those 2. That was
nice.
Damn.
I started DJ Moore and Logan Thomas in a league and lost. I lost that league. The rest of the team wasn't even bad. I just went up against. They started Sam Laporta, George Pickens, Jamar Chase, and Jared Goff on that team. I got outscored.
Sure. He had Fields and DJ Moore and lost in SFB.
Did you start anybody else?
Herms, did you get the median score of the win, though? I would imagine you might have got that. I hope you did. All right.
Well, that was mine. So, I'm going to send John Luke to grab bag.
All right, 300.
In the 2000s pop ballad, I'm Like a Bird by Nelly Furtado. How many times does she tell us that she's like a bird?
300?
I don't know what my mom is. I don't know what my pop
13.
Baby, I'm like. So
correct
at least
answer's
2.
11.
Nice.
11. Yeah.
I only got to 2. But give me about 5 more minutes, and I bet I would have gotten there.
She says it twice every time she does it, but then there's one time she gets really cocky and she goes, I'm like a bird, and she does it. Yeah. So it's 11.
Nailed it.
Yeah. That's the research I do for this show. Dave, pick your own category and value.
Who drafted me for 300?
Oh, terrible choice. Josh Reynolds.
I think it's the Los Angeles Rams.
You are correct,
nice.
Dave Kluge. Good job. Bring in the score to 1,600 to 1,300 to 1,300. And you get to send Simon to his next category.
Grab bag.
200.
I want to see these questions. I just don't want to answer them.
I didn't hear. What category?
Grab bag for 200.
Okay, sorry. Everybody froze, so it was grab bag 200.
No, that was just us freezing.
What is the name of the reservoir in Colorado popular for its cutthroat trout and tiger muskie fishing? Runny Poo Reservoir, Joe Wright Reservoir, or Steffi Smalls Reservoir?
This is one step below the question that I just got. Keep that in mind.
Known for its cutthroat trout and tiger muskie fishing. I love tiger muskie fishing. It's right behind lion muskie fishing. This is This is Runny Poo Reservoir.
It's actually Joe Wright Reservoir.
Come on, of course it's Joe Wright Reservoir.
And there's
Anyone names in the Runny Poo Reservoir? What are you thinking?
I have looked up
Joey every single time I would drive past this. I would send a picture of it to Joey.
I have looked up enough city names to know that Runny Poo Reservoir could very much so be real. There's all sorts of things named like that.
I like this is the one that I came across. I saw like a meme of it on Instagram. It was like drugs and alcohol reservoir.
No way.
I wonder what they do there.
No way.
JL, if it makes you feel any better, Simon got the same amount of points that you got on your last question, and they were that. So
it doesn't. It doesn't.
Mr. Scamper says this is a creamily close game.
Oh goodness! All right.
I'm gonna send JL to.
You can send JL anywhere. Yeah, keep your running to yourself. JL, pick your category and your value.
Let's go. Let's send me to who drafted me for 200.
Chase Claypool,
Pittsburgh Steelers.
That is correct. He was drafted by the Pittsburgh Steelers. JL, do you feel like he's going to do anything down there in Miami other than cause locker room disturbances?
Probably not. It's not a lot of room.
And he's pretty big.
He's a pretty big guy.
Yeah.
All right, JL, you got that one correct. So you're going to send Dave to his next category.
All right, let's send Dave to real-time lines.
200, please.
Where's that category? There it is. All right, receiving yards, Travis Kelce, 89.
I'm going to take the under.
That's correct. The 89 is a Taylor
week
Swift
coming
reference.
off an ankle. That was a Taylor Swift joke.
Yeah, I know. We have to do it. We're like, was it contractually obligated to mention Taylor Swift anytime we say Travis Kelce? If you do any type of NFL reporting, it has to be done now. So,
you know how Travis Kelce jersey sales went up 400% after Taylor Swift showed up at the game?
Mm-hmm.
Us NFL fans are slacking. I haven't seen a single report of Taylor Swift t-shirt sales going up 400% since she appeared at that game.
Oh, we're not reciprocating.
We're not reciprocating. We got to do our part here. Everyone who plays fantasy football needs to go out and buy a Taylor Swift t-shirt.
Just go spend your hard-earned money on a Taylor Swift t-shirt.
Do it.
Do it.
How much are they?
Show us your feet.
Show us all of your feet.
No. Stop saying, like, if somewhere in the Google algorithms, like if you put in front yard fantasy, like just pictures of my feet show up. So we just need to stop saying feet. It came up in a company that I work for outside of front yard fantasy. It came up in a staff meeting about my feet. So
why are they so obsessed with your feet? That sounds like their problem.
Cute little toesies is why.
Yeah.
They are.
So what?
Cute.
The piggies go to the market. Let it go.
Some of them came home.
Nom.
All right. I lost my train of thought there.
Dave got that right. So he gets to pick my next category.
Pick it.
NFL mascots.
200, please.
Poe.
This would be the Baltimore Ravens.
Oh, man.
I
knew that one.
Well, something tells me you might get to guess the next one. Simon, send JL to his next category.
NFL mascots.
100.
Whoa, I can read minds. Brownie the Elf.
Simon, what's your favorite team?
I don't know, the Raiders.
No, it's the
team
Browns.
I cheer for is the Browns.
Cleveland Browns.
It's kind of cute that Simon got JL's team and JL got Simon's team. Isn't that sweet?
We did it on purpose.
How do you feel like Brownie the Elf's holding up at the 50-yard line this year, JL? I think he's
seems the same as last year, same position and everything.
Doesn't move. Not moving the needle very much.
I like the commitment to the elf over the dog. It makes slightly more sense because the name is Brownie from Irish folklore instead of just a dog.
Oh, is that why then? Is that why?
Yeah, the dog is just a dog.
I just kept seeing an elf. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Brown's got an elf now.
Scamper's in here with a question. Robbie Chosen or Chase Claypool rest of the season?
Robbie Chosen. He's got that relationship with Sir Purr. You never know when it's going to come in handy.
I'd prefer the bench spot.
Oh, no.
Herm's in here trying to make Dave not his friend anymore. Hey, remember when the Bears traded the 32nd pick to Claypool for Claypool? That was cool.
To Claypool would be wild.
I just want to clear something up. Everyone keeps saying that the Bears traded Chase Claypool for a 6th, but they keep forgetting that they traded Chase Claypool and a 7th for a 6th. So it's not even like they're just getting a 6th round pick. They moved up 1 round from the 7th to the 6th round in the 2025 draft. That is what Chase Claypool is worth at this point.
And that, boys, is the art of the deal.
All right.
I think
so.
JL picks my category here.
Why can I not keep track of this? I put my mouse cursor over the names and everything, and I'm all over this. JL pick Dave's category.
All right, let's send Dave to grab bag.
Damn it,
Dave.
Oh,
what day of the week is it?
Is it bad that I actually instinctively looked up to the right corner of my computer and cheated? I feel like I have to tell you. Like, I didn't even know it's just my eyes naturally hit that. Assuming my computer's right, it's Wednesday.
My dudes.
There we go. Good job.
I have incorrectly said
you cannot give me the points for cheating
multiple times.
No, did you really? I don't
get the question, Dave.
All right. Let's see what we're doing. Okay, yeah. Send Simon to his last category, Dave.
Who drafted me?
Skimper said Carindlas Day.
My favorite day of the year.
Portuguese. I'll go 100, clearly.
Tyreek Hill.
The Kansas City Chiefs.
That's correct, Simon. That brings it to 1,600. Now, we've got a very close game here today, guys. JL 1,900, Dave 1,600, and Simon 1,600. That's going to bring us to our final Jeopardy category, which today the category is Bears.
The team?
Bears is the category.
That's what I thought you'd say.
How much money do I have, Joey?
You have, I'm sorry. JL has 1,900, Dave has 1,600, and Simon has 1,600.
So right now we write and show you how much we're wagering?
Yeah, he'll ask us to show it to him after we write it down.
I don't know if I should say that to you guys.
I got it ready.
Okay. And so in 1 second, I'm going to ask you to show me your bids. Okay, throw them up there.
Wait, I'm not ready.
Okay.
You just took Simon's word for all of us. Now I'm ready.
1,600, 600. Okay, JL's 1,301.
Bring it, Dave.
Hey, I'm playing too.
We just wagered the same. You're ahead of us.
All right, guys.
I won't bring it.
When bears are born, what sense are they born without? Sight, smell, or taste?
Do bears have tongues when they're born, or do they grow later? I'm trying to put myself in the body of a baby bear and imagine what I can't do.
Math.
I got it.
While you guys are thinking of your answers, the chat's coming in hot.
Taxes.
Beats, Battlestar Galactica, cocaine, polar. They're just having a good old time in the chat. Teddy,
same
Yogi.
words that are related to bears.
Just
taxidermy.
I don't know why Tim made me laugh. They learned a bunch on shirts. All right. All right. Okay, guys.
Simon, you got to write down one word.
Yeah, what do you?
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay. Let's see. Smell, sight.
Here's my
correct answer is sight. JL.
No!
Happy wedding week. You are our Fantasy Jeopardy winner.
I feel like it couldn't have been smell because they probably wouldn't have taste if they didn't have smell.
Bears are born
in
blind.
caves and their eyes are closed. Yeah. They can't see anything.
Blind. That was a fun little bear fact for everyone.
Call them caves.
All right, well, guys, that is going to be it for us today and for this week here on Front Yard Fantasy. As the FYF team will be taking Thursday and Friday off to celebrate our friend John Luke Garofalo's wedding, sitting up there. So big congrats to JL. We'll have to see all you guys on Monday whenever we're back for the Fantasy Football Game Show. Don't forget about us while we're gone. A big thanks to our guest, Dave. Dave, thank you so much for taking the time to come and play with us today.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Everybody, if you haven't done so already, seriously, I've already told you, so this is getting a little bit superfluous. Go follow our friend Dave on Twitter at Dave Kluge and check out his work and the whole Football Guys teamwork over at Football Guys. They do awesome stuff over there. That's going to be it for us today on Wednesday, not Thursday, but that means we got football tomorrow. Woo! Set your lineups, get any last minute waivers in that you need to fill in those injuries as you see fit, and get ready for Thursday night football. Until then, though, we are out of here. Enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll see you guys on Monday. Adios, everyone.
Bye-bye.
I get to gamble legally.
Woo!